Blessings and good morning. Oh, my son's gaming chair is behind me. Hold on. That gets picked up in the background. Happy Saturday. I hope you are feeling blessed and thank you, God, for this wonderfully amazing life. Let's cook. Warning. You're entering a full system recalibration zone. This transmission may expose the spiritual sabotage of selective alignment. You might experience guilt from how long you've glorified one area while abandoning the others. The conviction that you've been doing the work with 1/3 of the system. Soul level awareness that wholeness isn't about perfection. It is about full participation. If these symptoms rise, don't compartmentalize. Don't hide behind, at least I'm doing something. Initiate full system mode. Welcome to Raw for Epoch 2, Day 102. Mind, body, spirit, system. Yes. Realignment isn't optional, it is the operating system. It is time to intentionally activate each layer. Movement, meditation, execution. You're not out of balance. You are just out of order. It's a beautiful topic. And this is our concept overview. Hear me. We are talking mind, body, spirit, system. This is what you need to understand. You are not a personality. You are a layered operating system. And your life lags when any single layer goes dark. Overthinking is a system of an untrained body. Low energy is often a spirit that's been muted. Spiritual clarity without execution is still stagnation. You don't need more goals. You need internal bandwidth. And this ain't about discipline alone. This is about divine calibration. God didn't design you in parts to live like a piece. You don't become whole by mastering one limb. You become whole when the full system reports for duty. Mind, body, spirit. Are you running the system, or is the system running you? All right, here's our visual metaphor for this lovely Saturday morning. It's called the three-pronged plug. Imagine trying to power your life with a three-pronged plug. Tongue twister early. And with this three-pronged plug, only one prong is in the socket. This means maybe you've got your body locked in. Gym's on point, discipline's tight. Maybe you got that six-pack popping. But your spirit is not connected. So your muscles are strong, but your purpose is limp. Or, with this 1/3 of the plug in, maybe your spirit is loud. You journal, you pray, but your body hasn't moved in a week, and your mind is on a dopamine carousel. So the signal's there, but it ain't grounded. Now here's the catch. Even if 2 out of the 3 prongs are plugged in, you still have no power. So today, we plug in all 3. We activate the system, not perfectly, but fully. It is time to plug in mind, body, spirit, system. Ooh. Here's my personal perspective on this chilly spring morning, this lovely Saturday morning. This is what I got. This ain't about being out of alignment. For me, at least, it's deeper than that. It's about being fully connected, right? Most people don't realize their system is online, always online, likely just fragmented, running default loops and prioritizing the loudest part. Most of us probably got one part that leads. We either have the mind that dominates, the spirit that floats, or the body that grinds. But if one of them gets all the focus, the others become subservient, not supportive, not balanced, weakened, muted, underutilized. How about this? It's like assigning the CEO role to your mind, but never giving your body a department and leaving your spirit without a title. That's not leadership. That is internal sabotage. And of course, I used to think I had it figured out. I was always locked in, just locked into one version of improvement. Sometimes the mind, sometimes the hustle, sometimes the spirit. That gives you a sometimes life. But I couldn't understand why success in one direction still felt off. Which is when I realized the light bulb. Real alignment doesn't come from hyper focusing. It comes from whole system agreement. It is that that means I should say, each part of me, mind, body, and spirit knows what we're building. It knows what we're fighting for and knows when to lead or delegate. If my spirit got to take the wheel, my mind don't panic. If my body has to go hard, my spirit doesn't sulk. If my mind needs clarity, my body doesn't shut down. That is unity. That's system trust. I treat each one like a team member. My mind, it gets visualization, focus, reading, deep thought. My body gets trained, movement, fuel, and discipline. My spirit gets God, stillness, prayer, journaling, obedience. Each one has its own operating rhythm. Each has its own place in the plan, but none of them are optional. Sorry about that, got distracted. So let me make this plain for you. If you neglect the body, the mind gets anxious. If you silence the spirit, the body overworks to feel worthy. If the mind runs without connection, the whole system gets hijacked by logic without life. You don't rise through intellect, you rise through system integrity. So let me show you how I live now. I let my spirit lead. My mind follow with structure and my body bring it into form. You hear what I'm saying? I can be mindful in my marriage, spiritual in my leadership, physical in my prayer. Every area gets touched. Every layer gets activated. Oh, and by the way, that's every day, all day. You are already aligned. You're just not yet optimized. Because one part of you still thinks it's the only one that matters. It can get selfish. So today, you remind the system each part is divine, each part is powerful, and each part must report to the same mission. You don't just move with purpose, you move as a whole. Let's check the chat at 4:10 on a Saturday morning. This is so cliche, but I can't stress enough. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant before we get into the consequences of inaction. I remember saying this one time. I think I recorded a reel or a short somewhere. There's a part of you that is likely ahead of every other part. And a lot of times, because of the way that society is built, especially for us here in the Western world, It's the grind, it's the job, it's what pays the bills. And focus in any one direction and over focus in any one direction dilutes and regresses the other possible options for you. There's a realization that if we want to have dominion and control over our life, the number one thing we can control is ourselves. The number one thing we can do is to do you. How do you do you without any friction? In full control and autonomy, mind, body, spirit. And in that way, if you just peel all the layers back and you make it foundational and fundamental, the body has a clear goal, objective, and purpose. The mind has a clear goal, objective, and purpose. Same with the spirit. But getting back to what I believe is full dominion and authority, and why I believe God as root, however you seek to find root, is just absolutely paramount, is because your spirit is everything. Essentially what it amounts to is your will. So if you have free will, how do you activate your life in order to will yourself forward? You got to be spirited. Your spirit drives or is driven by your why. It is what leads with faith. How can you have faith, the ability to move without seeing per se? You got to be spirited towards what you are doing and where you are going. And yes, you're probably spirited in your job, but then if you just leave your job, you clock out and you just don't do anything else, then my question then becomes, are you spirited for your body? Are you spirited for your mind? And if any one of them are fragmented, or if any one of them comes out ahead and takes constant bandwidth, the others suffer. So when you lack spirit and you lack the will and you lack dominion, it is likely you are just leading with maybe your physical body, and your physical body has limitations. But any focus in one direction, any over focus in one direction dilutes and regresses the other parts of your potentiality. There's also the reality in this world we live in. If we talk about how comfort kills, we don't move our bodies enough with intentionality. I really believe deeply that, look, it's not about magazine covers. It really isn't to me about being a fitness influencer. How don't you take care of your body? How don't you take care of your body and expect to have a healthy lifestyle? And I'm talking about the things you also can't see. Some of us are running around with six-pack abs, but are still killing our livers and our hearts with what we ingest and what we put in. I'm not judging. I'm not telling you what you should put into your body. I'm not saying you can't have ice cream every now and again. I'm saying, though, that the overindulgence in really what are luxuries of life, the ease into comfort and into almost being like sedated and sedentary. What you don't see, let's forget the fact that, like, look in the mirror. Start there. Look in the mirror and see what you look like. You got to take care of your body. If you don't take care of your body, you're killing yourself. The physical limitations will hit you. There's no way around that. And again, you don't need to be a marathon runner, but move your body with some cardio. Push something a little bit heavy for the sake of your life. You get your body in order, you get your mind in order, you get your spirit directed. They all function in harmony, in unity. That is the only way to do you at peak capacity. And again, aside from what it looks like physically, the energy, that some of us only have the stamina to do exactly what we do today. And a lot of what we do today is what? Clock in, clock out, and then lounge and just get into comfort for the rest of the day and then complain we don't have time. All right. Let's talk about the consequences. If you don't run your full system, you'll over-identify with your strongest part and neglect the rest. You'll burn out mentally while your body sits idle. You'll use spirituality as a drug instead of a driver. You'll confuse activity with alignment. You'll build results in one realm and bankrupt the others. You'll start to succeed in public and suffer in private. You'll wonder why peace never lasts, because your operating system was never online. And worst of all, you'll keep wondering what's missing, when the missing piece has always been you, but whole. Let's talk about how to take ownership. Mind, body, spirit, system. The first thing you want to do is run a daily system check. Ask yourself, compartmentalize, isolate, but with the way to optimize. Start with your mind. Ask, am I clear? What is my dominant thought loop? Body, did I move today? Did I fuel with intention? Spirit, did I connect to root source, creator, image, God? Did I listen in stillness? The second thing you want to do is initiate all 3 layers before noon. Yeah. 4:18 on a Saturday. Set the tone early. Move the body. Still the spirit. Challenge the mind. Even 10 minutes in each system primes the full OS. It takes less time than you think. And then, of course, the third thing you want to do is track the difference. Document how your system feels when all 3 are active. Don't chase perfection, chase full participation. Wholeness becomes your normal when activation becomes your default. Mind, body, spirit. That is how to start to align them. I know what you're seeking. You want a daily challenge for today. ARR, that's our format. And we're going to change that up into what it means, but we'll keep it for today what it is. We start with our audit before we replace and then report. Audit today, challenge. Which layer of your system do you neglect most? Be honest. Is it movement, mental clarity, spirit connection? Write it down. Own it. Stare in the mirror. It's going to hurt. I've been there. Replace. Choose one small but specific action for each layer today. We can't fix it all today, but let's give one focus for each. For your mind, write for 5 minutes or learn something new. For your body, stretch it, walk it, train it, sweat. For your spirit, pray, meditate, get still. Replace scattered energy with system activation. Then report on it. It's day 12. Wow. April system reset. Day 12. Day 102 of being here with you. I've activated all 3. What did you do for your mind? Fill in the blank. Body, fill in the blank. Spirit, fill in the blank. That's the proof. You don't just move, you realign. And oh, by the way, not on that dopamine kick quick. Not on that dopamine kick. You do it daily. Mind, body, spirit. Are you running the system or is the system running you? You're not just a vibe. You're not a personality. You're not a trait. You are a system. Designed in the image of a whole and infinite God, root, source, creator. And when any part of you is off, your life echoes with static. Today, you don't balance, you initiate. You don't chase clarity, you run your system. God don't bless fragments. He breathes into wholeness. Own the system or be erased by disorder. You either run the system or the system runs you. Mind, body, spirit. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.